at that one.
No, Ric Flair is terrible. Absolutely terrible figure.
Do you reckon that Ric Flair and Rick Rude and the 1-2-3 Kid and anyone else with that action, they get a bad deal because of the action?
Well, 1-2-3 Kid, it suits him.
Yeah, it does. But
he's the only one that suits.
Ric Flair wasn't he little?
Rick Rude was a beast, but Ric Flair was not a 1-2-3 Kid either. He deserved Ric Flair deserved a Macho 1 body.
He should have been a jumper, not a jumper, a Macho 1.
What's his name? Rick Rude should have received, I reckon, a clothesline action.
No, I reckon Rick Rude should have had the same body as Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, but he was bigger than Mr. Perfect. Much bigger.
No.
Yeah, taller, leaner.
No way. Mr. Perfect was the epitome of perfection.
I'm going to spit my gum and give it at you. There we go.
Speaking of Mr. Perfect, how good were his vignettes of just show him doing everything perfectly?
Yeah, he was great. Alrighty, that wraps up our Fig Preview review. So let's hear a word from our major sponsor.
The Wrestling with Figs podcast is proudly supported by Go Figure Collectibles.
I can't believe this.
Go Figure Collectibles have been established for over 20 years and have an extensive range of wrestling figures, DVDs, and merchandise. Go Figure Collectibles offers a huge variety of pop culture items such as Funko Pops, statues, TV, movie, and video game memorabilia, and so much more.
It's a fact for you, mate.
For all the Wrestling with Figs podcast listeners and Figs Down Under community members, use code FDU5 to save 5% off your next purchase store-wide.
You're gonna be joking me!
5%, yeah. Visit them online at gofigurecollectibles.com.au, or if you're in the Melbourne area, go check out the store on 104 Bakers Road, Coburg, North Victoria, and say g'day to Jeff and the team.
G'day, mates.
Support local and support Go Figure Collectibles, who continue to do great things for the collecting community down under.
And go.
You never believe who I met at the shops. Who was it? I met someone at the airport. What, are you a stalker? No, I was there to pick up my mum. Yeah, right. Who'd you meet? Stone Cold Steve Austin? The Ultimate Warrior? Andre the Giant? Hulk Hogan? Did you meet CM Punk? You met the big red machine Kane, didn't you? Did you meet Mankind? Oh my God, you met Marty Jannetty. I bumped into Paul Heyman.
Okay, we got some good ones this week, bud. We've got Greg Clark. Greg Clark, he's a regular. He's met some serious talent over the years, and he's met dangerous Danny Davis. Look at that. He hasn't changed a bit. He hasn't changed a bit, has he?
No. So, speaking of referees, Morella. You remember Morella? Jesse Bonaventura used to get taken around. He died really young.
No. How?
No, I can't remember what happened to him, but he died in his 30s while he was a ref. He left for a bit, and he was either murdered or he committed suicide or something really sad.
Oh,
we had a drug overdose, but I remember watching something and thinking, whatever happened to Morella? Because when you're watching as a kid, he was always one of the refs.
Yeah.
And the body used to always hammer him about everything.
Yeah.
So I Googled it, and he died. I was like, shit.
Oh, that's no good. Next up, we've got Mick Budynek. I'm sorry if I've paused your name up. Budynek. And this is a cool photo. He's met Jericho and his band Fozzy.
Yeah, very cool.
Look at that. That's a great photo. Very, very, very good photo. Geez, Jericho's put on the beef of late, hasn't he?
I didn't tell him he said that. I talk to Chris regularly, and he's not going to be happy with you.
He's been hanging out at your house, I reckon.
I wonder why. Thanks a lot, mate. I wonder why that how people are meeting things like the most famous people you ever meet, and some people seem to meet people all the time.
Yeah. Amazing. Mate, being in Australia, and again for those that are listening overseas, Mark Bushy, we don't have those opportunities here. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if these people are meeting all these guys at WrestleMania or a show of some sort, and that's where, or at airports, even though wrestlers hate that. Well, we don't get those opportunities down here, so that's why we kind of celebrate when some of our members do meet these classic stars.
And the worst part down here was just before COVID, we just started picking up on the meet and greet tours. So we had Jake the Snake come through.
Yeah.
Scott Hall had
Yeah.
booked a tour to go around Australia.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden, you could just see it was starting to build, and all of a sudden, it all gets canned.
yeah. Oh, hopefully that ends soon. And last but not least, we've got Graham Tripp. This is a young Graham Tripp in this photo, and he's met Vader, the late Vader.
Vader wearing his own merch.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he's also, I thought when I first saw this photo, I thought he was sticking his fingers in the ears of the two people with him. But then I realized he's doing his V hands.
He's got some sausage fingers, that's for sure.
Good old Vader. His recent Legends figure is a ripper too.
Yeah,
You got
okay.
that one? Is that out
No.
of your era?
It is. I'm pretty sure I've got the original Vader, the first one that came out. I'm pretty sure I got that one, but I haven't got.
The one thing I really like about the new one is that the mask, the Vader mask, can be taken off, so you can have the mask on the head or take it and have the head. Whereas most of them come with the mask fitted to the head.
Yeah.
So you have to replace the whole head to take it off.
Yeah. Hey, question: the most recent released Bam Bam.
Yeah.
What year is that
Is that
from?
Like about 98, I reckon.
So is that WWE or WWF?
I'd have to check, mate. I can't think of the top of my head.
WCW? Yeah, right.
So,
if anyone knows,
yeah,
let us know.
He had a few runs, Bam Bam, so I don't know without looking up. And to be honest, those Legends figures are proving very hard to track down.
Yeah. Oh, actually, on that, I've met someone. On Instagram. I put the call out saying we've got many members, and this guy's come forward, so I'm going to give him a go. He's going to try and get me a Brutus and a Piper.
Is he not
I'll
named
pay with-
Chad, is it?
His name's not Chad. I'll pay with. I've kind of grilled him a bit and said, "Mate, I've been done before. I'm going to pay you via not what's it called, gifts, goods and services. That way, I can't go wrong." So he's going to find them in store, and then I'll give it a go. And then if that's successful, I'll let you guys know.
Nice one. And I've got a Scott Hall and a Bam Bam and another figure all ordered, ready to go. And my contact in the US is just trying to find me that Brutus before they ship. So,
Yeah, great.
hopefully not too far away.
There you go. Jackson Benjamin's here has just confirmed that Bam Bam is the ECW attire with the ECW TV title.
There you
And Mark-
go. So that's even pre. What year would that have been, Jackson?
How long did ECW go for?
Oh, it was a while. But ECW finished early 2000s.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, look at this. Mark Bushy. I had the prototype of the classic Superstars Bam Bam that was in those colours, unreleased. The one, oh, Jesus, lost in the post. That's terrible.
So when do you reckon that would be? If something gets lost in the post, do you reckon that's a hunting place we could go to, like USPS, Lost and Found?
Yeah. Funny story. Mark Reynolds, when he ordered those two up Series 1 Demolition, the unpainted prototypes.
Yeah.
So basically, Mark lives in Wales, and they accidentally sent it to New South Wales. So it's sitting at Kingsford Smith Airport. So I'm thinking I'm going to go down there and bloody.
You should go down there and say, "Yeah, I'm Mark Reynolds."
Yeah, I'm from Wales. Cool. Well, mate, we've got some hard-hitting questions to answer up next with a major giveaway, but that wraps up the meet and greet. Thanks, guys, for sending it in. Let's get into the Q&A.
It's question time. It's question time. It's time to ask the boys a question. What's on your mind? Let us know and we will tell you the answer.
All right, mate.
All right,
Q&A.
Chris, we have got a whole heap of questions to get through, so we'll go as fast as we can. And as advertised, our favourite question will receive a Series 85 Liv Morgan figure. Great figure, and I'm sure that this is why so many questions have been rolling on in, because they all want that figure. So good luck. Good luck and congratulations to the winner. All righty, so let's go. Have you got the questions in front of you too?
I do, mate. So why don't we go one after another? Are you starting at the top?
Yep.
So you start
I'll
with
start
Steve
at the top.
Marlin's, and then I'll,
Yep.
I'll ask Michael Jordan's. And you
No worries.
answer one and I'll answer one.
Yep, perfect. All righty. So we have to be aware of what the favourite question was then. Whose turn is it to choose? Yours or mine?
I'll choose, yeah.
You choose.
Yeah.
All right, Chris and James, if you were allowed into the Ringside Collectibles warehouse, that'd be great, and were allowed to buy as much stock as you wanted, how much would you spend and what? And would you pay with US cash or use your Aussie bank card?
Well,
I would. How much would I spend? God, I would budget myself $2,000, and I would pay with Aussie dollars because it would be cheaper than spending American dollars.
I think it works out to be the same, mate, when you transfer it over. I would be spending as much as I needed, but what I would be looking for is as many figures as I could buy that we can't get down here. Bring them down, like Robin Hood, take from the rich at ringside and give to the poor, the Australian collectors.
Good
And
answer.
By giving to the collectors, I mean selling at markup.
Good answer.
James, with the launch of your own successful podcast, firstly,
Thank
that's
you.
a great question by calling us successful. We really appreciate that. Were there any podcasts that inspired you to create your own, or any you would recommend never miss?
Want me to go first?
James?
Look, no
you
doubt
go.
the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. I think they set the benchmark of. I think they've inspired a lot of us to do this kind of thing. So definitely, I don't miss it. I don't catch it every week, but I catch up eventually. I think it's a great podcast. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's informative, and I just wish they would expand their horizons a bit to include the rest of the world. It's my only criticism.
Now, I also really like the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. Obviously, we've taken a lot of inspiration from their pod. In terms of other podcasts, look, I'm a bit of a free agent. I like to listen to all sorts of things, and sometimes people will send me an episode of something, and I'll listen to it and really like it, but then not like the next episode because it's not on the topic that I'm really into. The Howie Games is really good.
Great podcast.
Some really good interviews. Over here, we've got one called, just have to make sure I get the name right because I listen to it on an app, so I don't always look at the title. It's two sports journos over here, Lockie Reed and Andrew Embley used to play for the Eagles. They do an afternoon sports show. It's a bit sort of comedic, but also into 45 minutes of current sports, so it's pretty good. That's probably about it for me.
All right. Excellent. Next one, we've got James Pete. What would your tag team name be in WWE?
Whoa, you go first. What would we call us?
East and West.
East. I like it. East and West.
East and
I
West.
reckon I'll go with the Down Under Thunder.
Very original, mate. I think the Bushwhackers had that. East and West it is. Where entering the ring is East and West. What would your attire be? I'm just going to expand on this question. What would you wear?
I would just wear me red Speedos.
Yep.
And what about
Power
you?
and glory. I would wear tights, long pants, tights.
Yeah, you'd have to stuff them though.
Yeah, of course. Regardless, that's a given.
And what would our finishing move be?
I think the Doomsday Device. I'm going to steal that one.
I was thinking the Doomsday Device, but then I thought
There you go.
maybe you could just beat them up and I'll just go and sit on them at the end. I'll do the Earthquake.
You can sign autographs.
I actually gave my brother the Earthquake when he was laying on the ground once, and I nearly killed him. James, do you watch other wrestling companies like Major League Wrestling, or Ring of Honor?
Oh, you've missed one. Oh no, sorry, Michael. His name's Michael.
What is that?
You said James.
No, I'm asking you. You're James.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Do you watch other wrestling companies like Major League Wrestling or Ring of Honor?
To be honest, no, I don't. I openly admit that I'm a vintage viewer. I haven't watched wrestling for a reasonably long time. I do watch the WrestleManias here and there. But no, I haven't. But I am starting to get a bit itchy to just